My biggest thing is, like, I wanted to see something new regarding Gears of War. I mean, it's new hardware. It is not software, it is hardware. That also tells me that the Series S must be selling a lot of units for him. Yours needs a rest. What about Doom, though? I wanted to see something about Doom.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining us today, and
It's
welcome
Mr. Skyrim.
to Bethesda Game Studios. You know, we've been so lucky over the decades to make the kind of games that we love here, and that's thanks to all
I agree,
of you.
Nick. I agree.
From the Elder Scrolls to Fallout, we love creating these worlds and playing in them just as much as you do. And throughout all that time, we'd often talk about.
I've never played 5 yet. I want to play 5.
Game.
That's the one with
What if
Keith
we could take
Sutherland,
that
right?
feeling of being who you want to be and
They don't pay their
exploring a new world,
contractors.
but set it in space.
I was that, or maybe a new
Or
Wolfenstein.
what you could do, and that is Starfield. Obviously, we've come a long way since then with the games we've built, our technology, and all of us here in the studio. We've done so much together, but well, we've never tried to make a game like this. Today, you'll get to hear from many on the team and see so much.
This could be
of
intriguing.
what we think makes our game special. So let's jump in and take a look.
Microsoft got in trouble already a long time ago for their contractor situation. I can't imagine it's any different
It's our
for
first new universe in over 25 years. But it's
companies
still
underneath that
a
umbrella, you
Bethesda
know?
RPG through and through, where you step into a new world and you get that feeling of unlimited possibilities. But this time, it's not just one world. It's over 1,000 worlds. Because the choice
See,
of
that
where to
sounds
go, it's
awesome.
not ours,
But to
it's
me,
yours.
you can look at a game like Tears of the Kingdom, it's just like one landmass, and there's so much design and love to it, where it just feels so full. How do you not get to the point where 1,000 planets and a lot of them feel empty? Like, that would honestly take a lot of work. I'm not saying it's not possible or they haven't done it.
Just a backdrop. That moon is actually there orbiting the planet. Yes, you can visit it too.
Okay, wow.
We realistically simulate the galaxy around you. Our next generation lighting model uses real-time global illumination to light the world based on the type of star and the makeup of the planet's atmosphere.
That was disappointing, Nick.
We also have an all-new animation system. And of course, you can play it in third person, and you can play it in first person.
But again, it's like, okay, well, what's the point on these planets then, too? If you can give a reason, then it can be fun.
Exploration and rewarding it, but you do explore differently in this game, given its scale. That usually involves exploring an area you've landed in. You can collect resources.
I mean, there's a lot of No Man vibes here, too, which I liked about No Man.
And maybe even stumble upon something unexpected.
End in mind. Oh, we gotta fight. Oh, we gotta fight. Here's some gameplay for you, Star Wars. Okay, looks smooth, looks smooth. Reminds me of like a KMG or whatever from James Bond. I mean, I think No Man and this game are both getting at this like pie in the sky ideal game makers probably want to get to, especially as open world became more prevalent. Like, what if we went bigger, you know?
We do love stuff and all of the items allowing you to pick everything up, and you can view all that in your data menu. This is the hub for everything you're doing, from your skills to
I'm
your
hopeful
ship,
for this
missions,
game.
and your inventory. We love to pack a ton of detail in every object, from all of your weapons to spacesuits to food. We just obsess over the details.
The shooting looks the most interesting to me. No Man's Sky doesn't have that. If you can give me No Man's Sky with good action and good storytelling, I am 100% behind this game.
Companions and crew you can take with you.
Hey, Mike, how's it going?
Here back at my ship.
Welcome back, Captain Howard.
And he can even say your name. Let's head out.
Our mission was to convey the wonder and
Cynic, how's it
majesty
going, buddy?
of space exploration, to evoke the romance of the golden age of early spaceflight. And we've been referring to this approach as NASA Punk. This means a design language where the tech is advanced, yet still looks grounded and relatable.
For us, it's that
This is,
contrast that's where the
I almost
real
said No
interest
Man's
is.
Sky.
Obviously, the NASA,
Starfield.
which is the rigid, hard function over style.
This is the new Bethesda
and then
RPG they've been
Punk,
working
which is
for a while.
robot
This
style.
is going to be a big game.
You can see that visual style coming through in your ship. Your ship is your home for you and your crew. And like many of the spaces in our game, it has a slightly retro and analog touch. A bit of lo-fi
I think,
rather than
Nick, if
sci-fi,
it
where
executes on everything it's
is well
talking about, I don't see why it
used,
wouldn't be,
and
you know?
lived in.
Alrighty. What's the plan, Captain?
I never really got too into Skyrim.
This is your star map. It starts with the planet you're
The last
currently
game I
on.
was really big into
You
by
can see
Bethesda was
all of its info and
Oblivion.
resources. You can choose a landing spot or fast travel to known locations. Backing out further, you can view all the planets in the system. Obviously, the game is big, and it's here you can see planets that have key locations, missions, or life on them, versus the many planets that are barren but resource heavy.
Okay. So
Zoom
there you
out
go.
even further to see
Question
all
already
the
answered.
systems in this
What's
part
your
of the
rationale
galaxy.
for going
Here
to
you can
planets that
plot
don't have a
course
lot
to
of
ones that are
resources?
light years away.
Don't have a
Just
lot going
use your
on
ship's
resources.
grav drive
Resources are going to be
full
critical to the game.
space and jump to these systems. And you will need to upgrade your ship and skills if you want to jump to the most distant ones. But for now, we'll plot a course to the Alpha Centauri system where we can find the city of New Atlantis.
Okay. This honestly looks better than No Man's already. I feel like that game already has its established market share, so this is definitely going to be.
Maintain your current course while we scan your ship's cargo.
I like that part. I mean, it's the same reason why I like a game like
Cleared for landing at New Atlantis.
what's the Harvest Moon clone? Starfield, not Starfield. Stardew. I'm sure there's going to be a way to automate it too.
Like New Atlantis, your eyes are guided upwards to just these boundless, vast
Very cool looking.
buildings.
It's the biggest city
As you
we've ever made, not just in size,
any
but
games
also in the amount
with
of custom
harvesting
art,
of resources,
crowds,
there's always an
and
upgrade path
quests.
to automate harvesting through some
So the
type
main
of
focus
mechanical
when
or
we're designing
robotic
the city is
innovation.
obviously what supports the story. We try and tell as many small stories as possible.
This is a colony war.
Nick, are you seeing a
It's
weird
few
like
moments of
graphical
gameplay that
hitching?
make the space feel like it's full of real characters that are going about their day-to-day lives.
I mean, I feel like they said this game was going to be 30 frames, right? I'm not a stickler for that stuff at all.
Also,
I'm just
where
wondering if
your
that's what I'm
adventure
seeing.
Constellation begins. Welcome to Constellation. We have a lot to talk about.
By the time you meet them, Constellation is sort of seen as this mythical group.
Okay.
Most people don't even know they exist anymore. They're
I mean,
the last true explorers
Bethesda's
of the
games always
galaxy,
have some
and they're
jank,
trying
but
to
their
find
games
the
are always so
answers to some of
fun.
humanity's biggest questions.
It doesn't get in the way.
Artifacts are so different, so alien, and I'm certain one of them reached out and spoke to you.
The story seems interesting
The
here.
artifact, if you could place it on the table here.
Oh my god.
Like this motivates me. Like what's the purpose? You know, that was the problem with No Man's Sky.
Outside the settled systems.
It's like, what is our purpose? There never seemed to be anything that delivered on what you were finding out there.
Ex-soldier and adventurer, now Constellation's leader. Mateo, the theologian who believes that there's
It's
definitely
Bethesda.
something else out there. Noel, the
I would
gifted
imagine this game would be
scientist,
optimized well
Scourmorgan's
for PC
protege,
considering
and
Microsoft's
Walter,
intents,
a very
but
successful businessman in the
I wouldn't be
Seven
surprised
Systems
if it has
and
standard Bethesda
Constellation's
stuff.
financier.
Anything goes as long as you have the money.
There's also Vlad, the ex-pirate, Sam Coe, the former space cowboy, and Barrett.
You know what I hate about these pirates? Completely resistant to my otherwise irresistible charm.
The journey you
That's
take
the-
with
I
Constellation
have that problem
is
all
just
the time,
the
chat.
first of many you'll embark on.
Here's what I will say.
Settled Systems is home to all kinds of different stories, people.
Microsoft has to deliver on what they're saying, and I hope they do. But I will say this showcase to me. Ooh, that's some pretty awesome enemy design. was infinitely more interesting than the PlayStation
United
Showcase.
Colonies is where you'll find New Atlantis, the first major human settlement in space.
Like, I thought PlayStation would come out swinging, but I feel like Microsoft came out swinging.
Law, discipline, and the legacy of humanity.
This is definitely
They
better
consider themselves
than
the
anything
true
Microsoft's done
children of
before.
Earth.
You ever think of joining up with the Vanguard? Help the United Colonies, even get your UC citizenship?
New Atlantis isn't the only city within the United Colonies.
Well, I'm sure they will,
Sidonia
Garrus.
on Mars to this day serves as the largest mining facility for the United Colonies. Beyond the United Colonies' reach, you might find yourself in a
You can go
much
50
more
days without
wild
incident, you'll get
independent
a
coalition of star
better
systems.
rate with your union.
This is Freestar Collective Space.
Ooh, ooh,
The capital of the Freestar Collective is Aquila City.
drugs.
The Stone Root Inn is an Aquila City fixture.
A ranger relies on judgment and intuition
PlayStation?
to do what's best for the people.
PlayStation had a showcase already.
Neon started out as a fishing platform, but is now known throughout the settled systems as a pleasure
I think
city
the only
where
two
almost
organizations I know of
If you've got morality
are
issues,
Ubisoft
this
and
definitely
Capcom.
isn't the job for you.
Yeah, that definitely gave off some outlaw western space.
Everyone has been chewed up and ground up by Neon.
I could agree with that, Nick.
Try not to get yourself killed, all right?
It wasn't that PlayStation did was bad. I was just expecting more from PlayStation in terms of new games or new IPs.
But these areas are also
It was just
home to the
very,
most
very
hostile
standard.
factions in the galaxy.
But I think the difference here is PlayStation 5 has made a lot of people happy already.
A new face.
Um,
This is the face of a brave runner here to challenge the Red Mile.
And so they had more equity gain from the customer. I think Xbox is in a place where they could show more, but since they've had some disappointments recently,
In Starfield, we're pushing
you know,
our
they have a
cities
lot
and
more to
settlements
gain and
further than
prove.
we ever have before. It's all there, waiting for
Yeah,
you.
pause. I mean, the whole
A slice
industry
of humanity's future.
narrative around stuff, expectations.
So, ready to get out there?
Throughout the galaxy, there are so many things to see and stories to experience.
That looks cool.
But the most important story
But almost
is
the
one
first
that
person
leads
aspect's
up.
pretty awesome.
I'm the type of person who spends hours in character creation, and I think people are going to be really excited when they
I like
see
5
all the
minutes
improvements
max.
we've made.
One of the biggest overhauls was done through our character generation system.
We scanned a
Is that
wide range
me?
of faces from different age groups and ethnicities, and by mixing and matching out that data, we were able
It's a good
to
way of
create
phrasing it,
highly
Nick.
detailed and diverse characters.
You're an hours
We
guy?
use that exact
Nah, I'm like,
system
give me
to
a
create
beard,
all the characters and NPCs you're going to see in the
and then
game.
we're good.
So any character you see,
Nice
almost
Mediterranean
always is a
tan.
character you
I'm
could
ready to
make
go.
yourself.
As long as my character looks like it just came out of the Sicilian grain fields, we're good.
Hey, come on.
Yeah, same here, Nick.
Okay,
I appreciate
take
it
easy.
for sure.
You were out cold.
Mostly Irenaeus, Karos.
Physical
They're always
damage.
Irenaeus.
Mentally, the jury's still out. You know who you are? New recruit for Argos Extractors? Ring any bells?
Stalwart.
Any of this look familiar?
It was Karos. But honestly, Cynic, that sounds awesome.
You
That
start
sounds
your
awesome,
character
right?
creation journey as though you're cycling through employee records.
Take the best of
You'll pick
all
from a
those
lineup
games
of
and bring it
40
together in
presets,
one
and
game.
that'll be your starting point.
Bethesda has this, they have the muscle to do this. That's the other thing,
Your
though.
journey from there can
It's not
be
like
as
Bethesda
detailed
isn't
or as quick as
Bethesda
you want it
anymore.
to be. This new system has more to offer than ever before.
I'm gonna make a geriatric
It's
character.
also the simplest character generation system we ever had. We let the player get as close as possible to make whatever they want. With the various facial morphs you can blend together, the dermesthetic and makeup, blemishes, scars, piercings,
That's fair, Pauls, yeah.
teeth settings. It's a lot, but I think it's the most fun to use.
Skip.
Character creation is more than just how you look. This is also where you start
Remember
to
when those
decide who you
NBA
wanna
games
be.
and those, it was like
That's where
NBA 2K and Madden 2K back in the day, or NFL 2K back in the day had like facial scan technology, and Tony Hawk had facial scan technology. You remember that?
From
That was like
chef to
PS2
guest.
day.
You know, the crew still has a betting pool about which restaurant critic
I
he
feel like that was
across
PS2.
to wind up here.
What's great about backgrounds is you never know when yours is going to come in handy. You could be in the middle of a fancy restaurant talking to some guy, and suddenly you
Exactly,
learn that he
Starward.
needs a beast hunter to help track down a monster.
Fine. I probably should stick to professionals anyway, given what happened the last time.
We're also giving you the option to customize your build even further by letting you pick up to 3 traits. Traits are completely optional, and they come with their own advantages and
Kid stuff.
You could choose to meet your biggest
What
fan.
is-
By Vectera! Is it really you?
He'll join your crew.
That's cool.
And he'll give you gifts if you're willing to put up with his constant commentary.
Brad, I hear you on that.
Stand near you,
I hear you on that.
breathing the same air. I've got to have every
The same as taking as long as
My
customization.
favorite trait is
Whoa.
kid stuff. You have
Whoa.
to pay some credits to support your parents, but they're very
That
sweet,
turned
and
dark
it's really fun
quick,
to go
and I'm
visit
okay
them.
with it.
Honey, we got ourselves a visitor.
Oh my god!
I came across some hostile
That's really
zealots in
cool.
space, but because I had chosen a trait that made me the same religion as them, I was able to get by without any issues.
Because I was forcibly.
There's another great one that gives
My
you a
gosh.
damage buff when your health is low. But
Oh my
mercenaries will
gosh.
randomly show up
That's
and try
funny.
to kill you. No matter what you choose, there will be plenty of ways for you.
Left 4 Dead 3
to
would be
tell your
great.
story.
Will it ever
If you
happen,
never
Brad?
remove
I
a
don't
trait,
know.
there are
Nick,
ways
what do
to
you
that
think?
too.
What a view! It's a feast for the eyes. Off we go to another adventure.
We'll let you discover that on your own.
I could see that, Karos. Literally just killed your adoring fan. I like the freedom that gives you, for sure. Valve can't count the 3. Steam Deck's gonna stop at
Once
2.
you've built the perfect character, that's when your journey can really begin. We took what we loved about skills and perks from our previous games.
This guy's looks
and
my
put them
favorite,
together
guys. Look at
to
that
create
visor.
An all-new skill system. Each time you level up, you get a skill point, which can be used to unlock or rank up skills.
That'd be cool, Brad. What's that new
Ranks are
Warhammer
unlocked by
game?
completing
That's like
challenges
it's the
associated
it's
with
the
that
Vermintide formula, but it's in the 40K space. I was just talking about it last night. That
Challenges
game
become
seemed like a good
increasingly
Left 4 Dead
difficult
like,
as you work your
but
way to
again,
higher ranks.
so many.
With our 5 different skill trees,
Dark-
and 4 ranks
Darktide,
per
yeah.
skill, there's a lot to choose from.
Pauls, I'll be honest, the gameplay and the character, all that stuff, it looks.
because it lets you mind control aliens.
I am more excited than I would be. Than I was.
Boost pack out of the gate. I'm boost packing everywhere.
Oh yeah, boost pack for sure, dude. Look at that mobility.
I like maxing out my
Great
physical tree so I
Brad.
can get neuro strikes and just punch my way through combat. That one's a lot of fun.
Invest in the skills that suit your playstyle.
It's PC. Yeah, it's
Very
definitely
much a
PC.
stealth player. So,
I
I'm
can't
out
do
there
stealth. Stealth
pickpocketing
stresses me out.
everyone. My favorite part about being stealthy is slowly creeping through vents like you're in a movie and then jumping out and springing on people.
Whenever possible, I like to talk my way through situations.
This area's off limits. Fine, I'll issue you an access card.
I'm more of a run and gun player.
For science? You realize how stressed I would be? I mean, I'll do that for you guys, but I'll be so stressed. Oh, this looks awesome. The fact that you can have this with that kind of No Man's Sky-esque formula mixed in with it just seems like a perfect balance. You know, like, this seems paradoxical, but I think it would be a good balance if it works again to go back and forth. Like, you know what? I don't want to quest right now. I just want to go collect some things and chill out. I like that idea.
Exploration is a key aspect of all our games. In Starfield, there are full star systems with new life, resources, and adventures.
Adventures. That gun looks sick. Same here. This is what's really selling it for me, Nick.
Balance between fun and realism. We study
Ooh, that's a
data
cool
from
shot.
NASA and a multitude of other sources to help us make the world feel believable.
About 2 terabytes. At least one, Cynic. They're releasing a new Series S.
Based on the planet's distance from the sun. Once
Wait.
we had created a grounded world,
Question.
we could start looking at all
The Series S
things
right
that
now
make that
costs
world
$299, right?
When you leave a planet and head into space, you'll be navigating asteroid fields, having chance meetings with interesting strangers, dogfighting in space, and exploring derelict ships.
Derelict. Yes. And it's 500 gigabytes?
It's all out there.
I mean, they have a proprietary technology though, right?
Ultimately, it's about rewarding your curiosity. Because whether it's on the surface of a planet, the alleys of a city,
In terms to
or the
expand with the
vastness of
Xbox
space,
Series line.
you never know what you'll find.
But those memory sticks, do those memory sticks work on the Series S? Oh, bro.
Space
That looks
exploration
cool.
is possible thanks to your ship. Your ship is almost like having another character or home you can make
Free to
all your
play
own.
currency for
I think
a
you'll be
specific
blown
game?
away by the amount of stuff you can do. You can buy a ship.
I'm sure you can find something you like.
Well,
Customize and
that is the
upgrade
one
that
cool thing
ship.
about the PS5 is I did just buy like a 2 terabyte SSD for $120. It's the one Mark Cerny recommended himself, and I just put it right in the system. But naturally, that was a choice by Sony to say we trust people to do this.
Sell and modify
The Microsoft way is very convenient. It's just proprietary and more expensive.
Fighter that's perfect for bounty hunting. Then you might round out your ship roster with a hulking space freighter to run cargo missions, or even do a little smuggling. For now, though, we're going to take our
Interesting,
starting
shiny.
ship, the Frontier, and make some changes. You can customize and upgrade
Oh,
everything
wow.
you see here. And you have 2 ways to do that.
Okay.
You can quickly upgrade individual systems like your weapons or shields.
Ship customization interests me
deep
more
dive
than character
into the ship
customization.
builder mode. Here you can change anything from the systems to
Space.
the look and
Kuma,
layout.
how's it going, friend?
Adding a new habitat module can give you more room for crew. Adding cowling can change your ship's overall
I would love to
silhouette.
have Tim Curry as Nigel Thornberry's voice
Grav drive
as a
allows
character
for
in this
longer
game.
distance space jumps. You can even fully customize your paint job to get the exact look you want.
Oh no, Cynic. This is its own
Parts you choose
showcase.
to
They
build
showed a
with
brand
don't
new
just
trailer.
affect your ship's stats.
This is
They'll
dedicated,
also
which I
affect
get.
what you can do inside
It's
your
important
ship.
for them.
You can have modules
They
for
need to get people
crafting,
excited.
or for
Yeah, quality
storing and displaying
customization
your
for sure.
weapons. Starfield's in-game ship manufacturers bring
This
their
w-
own look and feel to every piece of your ship. From living quarters to cargo holds, mess halls, and control rooms. Our modified Frontier is a practical ship, but with a little creativity, your ship can look like almost anything you want.
Anything?
It's a bit odd, but one of my favorite ways of customizing ships is I make them
I like
look
that production
animals.
screen.
The HMS Platypus, as I called it.
Right? I mean, that's the goal of
Where it has,
any
like, a giant
hardware
tail to it.
manufacturer with new games like this.
And we've done.
We want to sell more
spiders,
hardware.
We've done mechs.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's really.
I'm getting
whatever
Tears of the
your
Kingdom vibes now.
imagination is.
All right.
And while you can build your home among the stars the way you want to, you're probably
Paul,
not
as
the
I
only person
challenge
who
you to
will
build
call
a
your
ship that looks
home.
like Patrick Mahomes.
Ready to lift off when you
It's
are.
going to be a giant flying prosciutto pizza, Karos. A pizza ship.
And ready, Captain.
My problem is I want to eat it.
Some of the members of Constellation can join you on your journey. These companions can serve on your crew, and they'll always be there when you
This is like a weird thing,
Traveling together until
but
we
I
either
what
find
I
an
appreciate
artifact
much about this right now
lead runs
is how they're showcasing all these different parts of the team, from production to art, from tech leads. Like I think that's really cool.
as well as
I
unique
mean,
quest lines. Eventually, some friendships might blossom into romance.
I don't know that I've ever really loved anyone except you.
And if you're looking for a little extra help on your
It's
ship, you can always
what's
hire
that
additional crew
line
at
from
spaceports.
Mythic Quest, Kuma? How long will it take till someone tries to make
You'll
that?
also
Yeah.
meet potential crew members out in the world.
Still think there might be a spot for me on your ship? I gotta get off this rock.
Assign crew to your ship or outposts, and their unique skills will affect how they run. And just like companions, most crew members can lend a hand in the field. Take Bosco, for instance.
Bosco, that's a fun
It's
name.
designed around the core basics of a NASA machine.
Please avoid getting
Yeah, that does give off cool vibes.
I still wanted to give it almost a humanoid personality, so I elongated the limbs. This tends to make him feel more human-like.
It is a very realism design.
It is a shame.
It isn't very stylized, but you know what? I think that can work.
Using the shipbuilding tools and crew selection features in Starfield, you'll be able to build and captain the ship of your dreams. And now, let's take to the sky.
This is a good showcase. If I would say before this showcase, I was curious and hopeful. And now I am definitely a day one player and very hopeful. Gotta be so many.
Do pretty much anything.
Cynic.
That's really cool for us as developers. Spaceflight should be exciting and dangerous.
Is there gonna be like multiplayer ways to play with other people?
Every step of the way.
That'd be really cool.
We've extended that sense of control to ship combat. It's not about just hitting your triggers to fire your weapons.
Chad, if this is slick.
It's a complex dance between your piloting skills and our power allocation system.
I wonder how it's gonna feel. You think they're gonna take anything from Everspace?
Ship faster.
A little bit of a sim feel to it.
The ground dries will shorten the amount of time it takes before you can make a jump.
Kuma, I think you will be.
And moving your power to your weapons and shields.
Everspace felt.
For a fight.
Everspace 1 or 2?
Always be on your toes
I don't know. Everspace, I was expecting to be very arcadey, and it was not when I jumped in that. Technology's been in use for a long time, Star Warp.
Unlocking the targeting control systems.
What I would say is procedure generation is going to be important for all the planets that are just resource focused and tend to be more empty. But if it's all about just populating terrain and deposits of resources, this guy's toast.
After destroying
I'm sure it's going to be a mix of procedure generation and static build.
You can always turn any ship that engages you into scrap.
I never played 2. I only played 1.
But you can also take a more personal approach by docking with the enemy vessel and boarding their ship.
Oh, that's awesome right there. Yeah, that's the real concern is whenever he's that AI writing, AI character dialogue, all that concerns me. That's scary stuff.
It's yours. Add it to your fleet and retrieve it at any spaceport.
And that's currently at the forefront of the whole writer issue right now.
Fighting for your life. Just like when you're planetside, there are plenty of sights to see and stops to make on the way to your next adventure.
Like production houses were talking to writers before the strike, and they were like, we want to have some basic agreements on how AI is utilized, and the production houses were like, nope, that's a non-starter, we're not even going to talk about it. So I know for a fact, based on what people at Activision have said and other companies, is that they're going to find ways to do it. Co-op mode would be sick. If we get a co-op mode, that would be a huge way to end this presentation.
Or rub elbows with the galaxy's wealthy elite on a cruise ship fit for the stars.
Ooh.
There are plenty of personal encounters to be had as well. You can hail any ship you come across to trade, swap info,
it's not
maybe even commit an act of piracy.
Let's do this. When I'm playing, I generally go crazy. I definitely go like the more piracy routes. I want to take over ships. I'm gonna board ships. I'm like, this is now mine. I steal all these sandwiches and put them, in my cargo hold that I have specifically for sandwiches. I don't want to play the hero, but I want to go out and just start taking things from people as quickly as possible.
Some strangers might be looking for a little human connection in the darkness.
That's funny, Kairos.
Hello, stranger. I just finished.
Who knows, Kuma? It might be.
If you want to come on over, just pop on by.
Some of the best moments are the ones you discover on your own.
Okay. That's what makes a game like Breath of the Wild and Tears so great.
It is a Bethesda game through and through. It's really about going to strange new places, meeting interesting people, and getting sidetracked on zany adventures. Then, realizing 2 hours later that you're involved in a completely new
The sandwiches look good, not gonna lie.
Human? We thought we were the only ones to leave Earth.
That DNA is so present here. It's in our random encounters, it's in our handcrafted quests. And it feels so cool to play it and just make your own path in this universe. There are over 1,000 planets out there, just waiting for you to visit.
Platinum trophy to visit all of them, right?
We want you to feel like explorers, breaking ground on new planets, exploring every inch of a mostly untouched galaxy. We want you to feel hopeful. We want you to feel this sense of awe and wonder, and sometimes a little fear.
Hawkinson, what if you had a game that had over 1,000 planets?
Setting you free.
Yeah. So here's the one thing. What we know about this game is that Microsoft from the very beginning has been working close with them and making sure this has as much resources as they need, time,
show you something a little bit
and
different.
everything.
You know, we put so much detail into our game world.
You know, I've never played FTL.
We love the opportunity to bring that into the real world with our collector's editions. And for this game, we've done a watch. It is the Constellation Explorer's Watch. This is the watch that you actually get in the game that acts as part of your HUD, where it's the compass and then environmental information. It connects to your phone to give you notifications and other information. And we've also designed this really cool case that it comes with, Istvan.
Yeah, we really took as much care and designed this case as we did the watch. Our attention to detail in the game totally translates to this. Inspired by the cases that the astronauts used during the Apollo era to bring back samples from the moon. It's got an intricate locking mechanism, authentic, heavy, comes with a Constellation patch, native.
This thing's gonna cost like
and the
$600.
overall functionality and believability of this as something that would exist in the world, in the Starfield universe.
Oh, and hey, take this. You'll find it very useful out there, and it even tells.
Can I just buy the watch? Honestly, a watch interests me more than a statue.
Now we're part of Xbox. We get to work with the amazing people on the Xbox hardware team, and together we have created this
There it is,
custom
Pauls.
limited edition Starfield controller. It's awesome. It is now, you know, our favorite controller.
We love this because it's inspired by the actual.
Pauls loves
controls of the
controllers.
spaceship. And not only that, we've created the first ever custom headset with Xbox.
Right, Kuma? He looks
And
the same
this is
though.
a perfect pairing with that controller.
Oh, that's sick looking. Power distributor, that's pretty nice. He still looks pretty young. He's been around for how long? I like it. I like it. Gets up every morning with a smile on his face because of that. Yeah, the way that control has everything laid out is really clever. The Ageless Wonder. Nick, would you recommend someone like Kairos in the chat here to try to give FTO another try? If he's never been able to get into it with one or two attempts?
So much care into all those little details that breathe life into our worlds. But Starfield isn't just a Bethesda Game Studios world, it's a Bethesda Game Studios galaxy. So why go
We might not post
big
ever on
with
YouTube,
Starfield?
Kairos. That's why I asked.
Because we want to give you freedom on a galactic level. The freedom to experience both the exciting planets and the quiet ones.
Hard. Like a hard game.
Scanning a planet before you land is a great way to get a sneak peek at the available resources you can use for crafting, building, and customizing.
I think what's cool about this whole system that we generate the planet itself as a procedural content, but the handcrafted content itself comes as the player explore.
Okay.
Our system builds a planet as the player approaches it. We stitch together a block of terrain. After that, we have the system that adds interesting locations for the player to explore, creatures to encounter,
Interesting.
and plants to pick up. It allows us to add that touch of environmental storytelling that Bethesda is known for.
So it seems like a lot of this terrain is going to be procedurally generated, but each planet's going to have its identical, custom-made stuff to be on there too. It just might vary where it's at.
To visit the same planet that you had, you would have a different story to tell.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Websites writing strategy guides are going to hate that. It's like, dude, I went to this planet and fought some pirates. Really? I met some lady named Grandpa and she gave me some sandwiches. Oh. Sweet.
It's completely up to you how you want to interact with each planet. Whether you want to explore and see what you can find, harvest resources and be on your way, or simply take in the views. With the help of your scanner, you'll chart the uncharted and discover exotic wildlife.
I went there and a giant worm ate me. Yeah?
If
I
you
went there.
have the skills, you can even figure out that certain creatures and plants, you can build an outpost and produce resources from those plants and animals. You can get experience and rewards for fully surveying planets and fully surveying a whole system.
Very much so. That shot especially gives me those vibes.
When we were concepting these creatures, we really wanted to think of them as natural to the environment. We didn't want
I could just hear my GPU cranking right now trying to play this.
Something you've never seen before.
Oh, what on earth?
When it comes to our exteriors,
I would shoot
when
everything.
The sun moves, all that light is calculated in real time through the atmosphere.
Ray tracing,
Our
right?
biggest goal for lighting with Starfield was to make the game feel more filmic, to use lighting and color to really make it
Oh, your
feel
Xbox
more
will be running
cinematic.
hot. No, I'm just saying if I try to run it at ultra and high frame rate, that's what really does it. If I keep anything locked at 60 frames, everything's fine. But once you start to go 150 or above, especially if this game has ray tracing, which I just don't think is very optimized. I've never played a PC game with ray tracing on, even though I know my 3090 can handle it. Exactly, Paulus. Just, I notice, I pay attention to the specs. It's like once I turn on ray tracing, it's just erratic performance. I mean, it flows fine, but the torquing of the GPU is just like interesting to watch.
All shapes and sizes, filling all different purposes. You can even live in them. Assign crew and companions to work at your outposts for added bonuses and set up extractors to harvest resources while you're away.
Something cool we have this time is we have a new fly cam where you can toggle between on-foot building, or you can now use a top-down isometric camera, which helps plan out larger parts of the outpost and placing those larger halves. So that way you can really plan your structures and what the overall feel of your outpost is. And then when you're on your feet, you can
It's a factory game confirmed. Someone tell P-Tony.
Things much easier.
Also, just so you know, P-Tony tried to create his account on Kick today, but I stole his name. So he has to pay me $3.50 to get his name back. See, I told you we'd have resource automation. It's just the fundamental for any system like this.
Add crafting and research stations in your outpost to utilize any resources you find or already have.
I mean, he likes Mortal
Modify
Kombat.
weapons to adapt them to your playstyle. Different weapon sights and scopes. Larger magazines.
Oh, Hawkinson, I'm glad you got that reference.
Barrels. Different ammunition like explosive rounds.
Yeah, honestly, like, I'm loving this. I feel like I don't need to see more. I'm sold.
Surely need a suppressor.
It's just like a movie trailer. I don't want to see too much now. I want to just play the game.
You can also choose to go hands-on with melee weapons.
Oh my gosh!
I think it's always a delicate balance between,
Yeah, we need him in the
what's
game. We need a
realistic,
visor in the
what's sim,
game,
and what's
Nick.
Hollywood, and I think we sort of err on the side of like what's fun for the player.
Blowing stuff up
With
and punching
Starfield,
people.
We've completely overhauled our combat. It's more dynamic, the animations are more fluid.
That's good. I mean,
It just feels great.
Bethesda needed to enhance their combat. It could always get better.
More weapons in this game than I want to say any other game we've done before. There's a lot of variety.
Think so, Cynic, yeah.
Upgraded gear is just one of the many factors to pay attention to when engaging in combat. You may need to switch things up based on your environment. Gravity is different for each planet, and boost packs are excellent for getting around.
Yeah, I think I'll go boost pack first, no lie. That just seems like a lot of
for
fun.
Giving you an edge in combat. Sometimes you'll even feel like you're flying. Zero-gravity environments pose a different challenge. Firing a ballistic weapon in zero-G will actually push you backwards.
That's pretty cool.
Energy weapons,
pretty cool.
on the other hand, offer a more stable shooting experience.
We also have mag weapons. These are high-powered electromagnetic induction ballistic arrays. Each barrel has its own targeting laser and can dish out some serious damage.
That looks like it'd be instant death. Robot Model S.
Whether you want to get up close and personal with your own two fists,
Like it. Like
or
it.
you like more compact
He's
weapons
punching
like
that
pistols and
animal.
submachine guns, or maybe you prefer something bigger.
I don't know. I think punching someone's always going to hurt if you do it right.
Got you covered.
Especially if there's a blade on the end of it. Sharp is sharp, even in space. I'll go to Muhammad Ali playthrough. Or the Rocky Balboa playthrough. Hey, Adrian. We're going to space, Adrian. That was bad. That was like Ivan Drago. Drunk. Is that a nail gun? Just stabbed him right in the neck. I'm curious now what I'll play as. Will I do first person or third person combat? The heck was that sound? Use the Force. He's using the Force. What the heck? What the heck?
Thanks again for being with us today. We are just so grateful.
Todd,
that
you
you've
really
taken the
are
time and spent it here.
forever
I know there's
young.
Probably a lot to take in. There's a lot to the game, even more than we could show here.
Good.
As
I'm
we
glad you
play
didn't show all of it.
We're always sharing these unique and special moments that only a game like this can bring. When I think about what makes it special, it really is the people here. This game is a reflection of the incredible and passionate team that made it. All of them putting something special of themselves into it. So let's hear some of their favorite moments.
Gotcha, pause. Seems like that might be the case here.
I love the way that our final combination of all the new tech has come together to create some of the most beautiful sunsets and sunrises we've ever had in any of our games.
I love the
to watch.
creatures, the exploration, every biome is different.
Yeah.
The word that comes to
The more I
mind
see, the
is
more I'm
vast.
interested.
I like to use our photo mode to take rock star photos.
This lady just likes, she's so far, she's like, when I play the game, I'm very violent, and I like to take rockstar photos.
I'm most excited about our outpost building systems.
My favorite part is every time you step out on a planet, it's a unique experience.
You spend all this time building your ship, and you see it on the landing pad. These things are gigantic. It's the kind of thing that you just can't get anywhere else.
That was me in
There's
Red Dead
something about
Redemption.
Seeing a tower over in the distance.
He's the star of the
and going,
showcase
"Because
right there, by the way."
gravity's low here. I think I can make that jump.
My favorite part is biomes,
spaceships.
That line right there, Nick, makes me get Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild vibes.
Diplomacy, exploration,
Like,
freedom.
I think I could make this jump.
Bethesda, obviously.
I love the robot so much.
The incredible amount of worlds we created.
Sniper rifles, come on.
Lever action, rocket launcher.
Brain sprout. I love, but some people might find creepy. I don't know. I don't like them. The thing that I enjoy most about the game is the freedom to be who you want to be.
Wait,
doing
what?
you want to do. It's what you've come to expect from a Bethesda title, but on a much bigger scale.
On behalf of all of us, we can't wait for you to
Bathing
play
suit
Starfield
only run.
and make your own special moments.
All right, so I honestly came into this showcase thinking, like I said, I'm interested and curious. We'll see. But now I'm of the opinion if they deliver on everything they show here, this could legitimately sell consoles. A game like this could legitimately sell a console to people, I think. If they deliver. This is with every game ever. September 6th. September 6th. That's soon, chat. That's soon. Finish your Diablo and your Final Fantasy 26. What do you guys think? You excited for that? Who's getting the watch? Oh, you get a patch. At least there's a big win. Why is that, Hawk? Are you free at that point? I'm interested. Yeah, that's got me interested. For sure. Final trailer. This showcase was cool. That game was awesome. Right there. Fable was cool. They want to avoid October with Spider-Man 2 for sure. It was already confirmed that this was going to be a 2023 game. I feel like it was already a fall game too. I think the question was, were they going to miss it? But it seems like they're not missing the window. A lot of new IP. Clockwork Revolution. Hellblade 2. Avowed. Some game by Blizzard with hero shooter. I don't know the name. No idea what that Star Wars game is, but the cinematics looked intriguing. New flight simulator. A new Yakuza game. Yeah, that was pretty cool. New City Skyline. September 32nd. 33 Immortals. That looked cool. Whatever that Persona game was called again. I think that one's definitely different than that game in the works by the team from Detroit Become Human. That Star Wars game, I have no idea. Yeah, a lot of good games. Like a Dragon 8, Infinite Wealth, Still Walks the Deep. Jusant, that was cool. Hey, Xbox, deliver. This could be your best year yet. Method Man. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Thanks for putting on. You know what? I will say this. That was a good show. So